Okay, kids, Uncle Mike here. More Santa Claus stories. We were talking about Santa and his reindeer, domestication of animals, and the mushrooms, right? The mushrooms in the forest. A lot of mushrooms in the forest. Some of them produce strange chemicals. Anyway, Santa Claus, he started to experiment with the help of his reindeer. Mainly Rudolph. Mainly it was her. Because like I said, Santa had tried that one before and he find out, you know, did not do anything for him other than a bellyache. But what he found, if he boil it first, then the meat he can still eat. Boil it, bad chemicals go out, can still eat the mushroom. Yeah, Santa knew that. But as far as what he will do for his reindeer, you know, that was just some good news, for him, Santa Claus. And for everyone around, everyone around was just impressed with, this new thing that was happening. So, yeah, because we talk about the sleigh and the bells on the sleigh and how they make some music for Santa when he is riding with his team. And I mean, I am not joking around with you, like symphony, like the most beautiful symphonies. It's just for Santa Claus because he was making travels, and no one was with him. Of course, they hear it as he is pulling in. I'm very impressed. But throughout the whole journey, just Santa Claus, just Santa Claus. Just feeling so special, so lucky to have a private performance, of this symphony from his magic reindeers. Yeah, Santa. Because he was no musician or anything like that. He did not know how to, write down the notes. So even if he could remember the tunes, he had no way to, record them, store them. Some other people do, though, and some other people hear some of the sleigh bells, gain some inspiration for themselves. Anyways, a lot of composers, where they get all those notes, how they know how to put them together like that. And it's fantastic. But anyway, we're talking about Santa and sleigh and the bells and orchestra, symphony that Rudolph conducts, basically. Rudolph is the conductor right there. And Santa, he is just enjoying mostly, making good time everywhere he goes, and he has his own private show. So, so we get some history about the meats and stuff, where things come from, and then we were talking about other peoples who get a hold of the mushrooms. Just depends where they're at on the earth, what they discover and how they apply it. If they are afraid or or they deny it, like bad death, never to touch it, right? Even make a law, right? A law. No, not that one, not that molecule. Because basically, before they know what it is, it's a chemical compound. Maybe it's a protein, but it's a chemical structure. and they make a, you know, commitment to themselves. I see that mushroom. Uh, I will not ingest, because I value my body, my life, and I don't want to die. Uh, so, to their own law, to themselves, they send that mushroom, send it to hell, basically, to the mushroom. Oh, don't like it. Except for some guys, and girls. Some girls and boys say, no, we know there is something special inside of those. And then, so you have practice of magic and shaman and mystical powders, right? Now, really, they're just conducting scientific research, depending on how well they take their notes. You got to take notes. You got to remember what happened when this amount was applied here. You do that enough times, get same result every time. Now maybe you have some knowledge of some power, Maybe then you can use your mind and say, well, figure out how to apply it. So it's beginnings, origins of scientific discovery. This was shamans. And it was magic, It's magical things. And today we have different society, We got, we got some people in charge of some things now, Like making some rules about some things for the healthcare and the medicine. There are many rules being made about this right now. Right now, this is a sensitive subject. It is a sensitive subject. But really, some of the basic, simple questions like who has the right to say this molecule can exist here, we don't want it in our country. Well, they do, we understand why, because we thought, hey, we had some sort of scientific experiment in the populace, we didn't mean to, but it happened, right? Like, you ingest these chemicals too much, it destroys you. Look at that. Here's case after case after case after case after case of people ingest too much of bad chemical, destroy their body, deteriorate their mind. So, we try to apply that knowledge, like, hey, look, don't put that chemical in you. But hey, we are humans. Must be a reason why people are doing this. Why? Anyway, some things the answer is why not. For some things the answer is why not. Usually those things we have not established why not yet, But how long does it take to establish why not before, okay, we call that a rule of sorts. But anyway, just so we can think about like ourselves right now, and the society we live in, and the peoples and their jobs, and the government and what it does. All of those things are important because we are here. We are here. Gonna grow. Gonna be part of something. So, anyway, you remember always, this. Excuse me. He's excellent analogy for government. Okay, right? You got we already mind, body, spirit, but branches of your government: executive, legislative, judicial. All right there, same exact thing. Executive, legislative, judicial, and you. Anyway, it's, tell you what, it's a good symbol. Hand on your heart, you know. Just those. These two. Keep for me. Always. It's just the way it has to be, You got to keep yourself, your inner sanctum tight. Must not allow it to be defiled, Well, it's one school of thought, but anyway, so we know what we are talking about, right? We talk about the government some too, and society. Anyway, yeah. Executive, legislative, judicial. Okay, so where are we at? Talking about the mushrooms, right? The mushrooms and the toxins and the chemicals and stuff. And pretty soon people just look to the shaman, right? Only one crazy enough to experiment on himself with things and live, because some people are crazy enough to experiment on themselves and they don't live, so obviously we're not going to get any good advice from him. He died. Or maybe you are going to apply his last few decisions to your science. Anyway, shaman did this. He was crafty, But some of these mushrooms are very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. Only take just the thinnest of slice. Just thin slice. And that's there's plenty of medicine. Shaman, he found that out for several things. So it became an art, right? An art to how thin can you slice, How thin can you slice it when you are preparing your dish? How small of a morsel can you shave off the meal, to enjoy it because it is so delicious or so powerful that no reason to waste it, right? So it become obsession of some, passion of some. How thin you can slice it. I call it julienne, right? Julienne. Slicing things. How finely you slice things, Chefs know, Old time, way, way back. Become something give people great passion because they respect the shaman, right? They like, can we give back something to him because he is helping anyone that goes to him, Some way he is helping everyone who comes to him. How can we give back? And he was like, I need to be able to slice real fine, you know. Excellent blade. Excellent tool. This, this would make the shaman approve. So a lot of people dedicate some time to crafting a tool, for making a slice for the julienne, right? Anyway, that's probably about enough for this one. So I'll stop now, and you come back tomorrow, right?